1% of dudes rapping, they ain't nice as me. 98% ain't live the same type of life as me. The judge gave me life and then they sent me where the life is be. That level 4 with depth and vice, the type of stuff they like to see. Two choices, fight or flee. I refuse to die a chump. I never been a mark, but damn, it's scary when that riot jump. I seen dudes cry, get pumped, and some sexually brutalized. Knew a dude who lost his life and he was only doing 5 year-long racial fights when homie all you do is ride. Lonely days and nights up in a hole causing suicide. From the moment you arrive, you see the Mexican mafia, AB skinheads with big giant swastikas, pro-black philosophers, the BGF, the Kumi, and Muslims who will murk you from the nation to the Sunni. That MS was loony, quick to ride up on they rival. Even Christians went to church, hide knives up in a Bible. Political and tribal, the Crips and Damus, the Long Beach, the Hubs and the Dubs and the Grooves, the IE, the Bakersfield, the Dago Pyrus, the Hustlers quick to roll, the gangsters don't move.
Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a pro violation. You're down. For those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that was me gassing right there on that intro song, and if you want to get that, it's available for purchase directly from me only on a 10-song EP. If you're interested, hit me up on my email, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com, Cashapp, PayPal, or Zelle me $20, and I'm going to get it to you ASAP. Say, what's cracking, YouTube? It's your boy 16 to life, and I'm back like I'm on a pro violation. You're down. For those of y'all that's new to my page, in 1994, I got arrested. I was eventually sentenced to 16 years plus life, and I served 24 years straight in the California prison system. Yeah, that's me gassing right there on that intro song. And if you want to get it, it's available for purchase only from me on a 10-song EP. If you're interested, hit me up on my email, 16tolifemusic@gmail.com. Cash App, PayPal, and Zelle me $20, and I'm going to get it to you ASAP. Also, if you're new to the channel and you want to catch up on some of my older content, I got a lot of funny stories, fights, DPs, hilarious stuff. Go to my YouTube playlist and check out Binge Watch the Best. Also, to hear more of my music, go to my YouTube playlist, scroll down to gas stations, or type in 16 to life gas stations, and you will hear a lot of it there. Now let's hop right up into this video. So today, I'm going to be reacting to a video that Dubs made about the rapper BG Knockout. Well, lately people are making allegations and paperwork has surfaced that BG Knockout testified against 2 Mexicans back in 1992. So let's get into this video made by Dubs.
BG Knockout. Karma came, huh? What's cracking, everybody? Welcome back to the channel. New video. A few years back, BG Knockout was doing an interview online, right? I don't remember the channel. I think I do, but I don't want to say the wrong name. And I don't know why it was said. I don't know what the topic was that he decided he was going to fabricate an entire lie.
Now, the interview that he's talking about is the interview that BG Knockout happened to do on Vlad TV.
But BG Knockout, in an interview, a very popular interview, highly viewed interview, said that Southerners are allowed to snitch on black gangs as long as it's only black gangs.
Now, honestly, I've been asked about that a lot. Well, I've been doing YouTube videos related to prison, prison stories, my prison experiences, so on and so forth. And honestly, I intentionally stayed away from that topic because, in my opinion, it's one of those damned if you do, damned if you don't situations. And it is basically a lose-lose situation discussing that, right? And I've stayed away from it. But I believe my next video will be about that and my experiences. So you guys be sure to check that out.
And because of that interview, because of that lie has been going on. It's going to continue to go on. It will never go away. Now, forget the fact that Trey D from the East Siders, he's done time. He was asked, hey, is that true? And he said, nope, I've never seen it. Compton Rick Rock, he's done time. He did a video yesterday. He said he's never seen it. I've never seen it. You're talking about the Southerners in California prison system. The most brutal politics in the California Department of Corrections are the Southern politics, the Southern Mexican politics. Every day, dudes are politicking on each other as Southerners, against each other. And you gonna put out there that a dude can snitch, and you think with the Southern politics, the way they are, how cannibalistic the Southerners are, that wouldn't be used? Have there been Southerners, dudes from Aguario, from Southern California, that told on somebody, whether they're a Crip, a Blood, a White, another Mexican? Of course. And if they told on somebody, they get whacked. As soon as it gets found out, they're gonna get whacked. Have some slip through the cracks? Yeah, because nobody found out. But as soon as they do, it doesn't matter what nationality, what ethnicity, they're gonna get hit. And everybody who has done time behind the walls, they know that. They know that to be fact. But see, this lie that was perpetuated by BG Knockout, it will never die. No matter how many OG blacks, Crips or Bloods, Hoovers, no matter how many of them do an interview, no matter how popular the interview is, no matter how many of them say, I ain't never seen no shit like that. I ain't never heard of no shit like that other than what's on the internet. It won't matter. So now, there's an allegation out there. I don't know who made the allegation. But the allegation is that BG Knockout is a rat. I don't know if that's true. I don't care if it's true.
Now let's pause right there. I think it's extremely important that I add this next thing that I'm about to say. This video right here that I'm making is in no way defense of BG Knockout. Later on in this video, Dubs will go on to say he doesn't care about the allegations. He don't believe it's true, and he won't waste time looking into it. Well, me, I looked into it because when I talk about things, I want to be as accurate and as well informed as possible. And it's public information, and everything that I've seen, read, everything that I saw related to that is easy to find. Definitely says without a doubt 100% that BG Knockout reported being shot by some Mexicans and then later on testified. So while Dubs will say he doesn't believe it's true, everything that I read makes me believe it's true. So I don't want people to think that I'm making this video in defense of BG Knockout.
It will never go away. That's how the internet works. See, there's a lot of people out there, they don't do their homework. They hear something, they say, it was on the internet. It's got to be real, right? Like, they said it. It's got to be real, right? No. On the internet, people like to say whatever they want to say, slander anybody's name, because they won't be held accountable. They won't. They're not.
Now, basically, see what this video that I'm making is about is Dubs being the spin master that he is. A lot of people don't listen to the words, and sometimes they get fooled by the so-called false message that he's putting out there. He just said himself that a lot of people won't do the work. A lot of people won't do their homework, and so he's one of those people, because he's going to go on to say, if he hasn't already said it, that he's not going to waste time into seeing if these allegations are true. But then to make a video saying that people are saying BG is a rat, you are adding to what's being said, but people aren't catching that. Dubs comes on here and he does drop some jewels of wisdom, but Dubs does not listen or take his own advice. You can teach a parrot to repeat things. You can teach a parrot maybe 9 or 10 pages out of the dictionary or encyclopedia, and the parrot repeating them things will sound as if he has knowledge. But wisdom is doing and putting into action the things that you're talking about. Knowledge is just the simple fact of retaining the information. So listen closely to Dubs and don't be fooled, because Dubs is a politician. He has said many times that he has been on yards and he had a role in talking. And sometimes when you talk to people, you have to talk to people that you do not like. But what a politician is, you say things at times that you don't mean. You'll hide your hand. You'll mislead. Those are the roles of a politician in order to get elected. How many politicians have we seen say they're going to do a bunch of stuff, and then once they get elected to whatever position they was campaigning for, they do none of those things?
Really a part of that life. Dudes that are really a part of that life, they will not put a jacket on somebody that don't fit. They will not talk about somebody that they're not willing to go and deal with as soon as they talk about them.
Is Dubs not talking about BG Knockout right now? He may not be talking bad about him, but he is still talking about him. So believe 100% that his video is helping to put legs on the narrative that BG Knockout has testified. So in a lot of his videos, he may pretend to take the middle of the road and not take a side on what he's saying, but this is definitely calculated, premeditated. He knows what he does. He likes to say a lot of things without actually having to say them.
So I'm going to be completely honest. I have zero sympathy for the situation for BG Knockout. Now, BG Knockout really shouldn't give a damn. I've heard recently, since his name popped up, I've heard that BG Knockout is a Muslim now. I would say, as a Muslim, you should correct the lie. You should say, hey, before I got into religion, I said some stuff out of hatred, and I painted a whole group of people with a broad brush that they didn't deserve.
Now, once again, I just find it extremely humorous that Dubs will at times get on people, ridicule people for doing things or partaking in things that he does very well himself. Case in point, let's go back to a video when you had Hector Bravo, that prison guard, say that all Paisas were chomos who like to mess with children, so on and so forth, right? So they have to do some damage control, because that is a very, dangerous statement to put out there. So Dubs interviews Hector Bravo, and they do an interview in order to clean this up, to give Hector Bravo a chance to basically try to clean up what was clearly said, right? And so somehow, while they're talking about if all Paisas were chomos or not, some type of way the blacks, of course, get thrown into this. Hector says something along the lines of people checking paperwork or whatever, and Dub says, well, we know what group does not like to check paperwork, right? So I say all that to say, Dubs basically said that all the blacks do not check paperwork, which is a false statement, right? And then later on in another one of his videos, when Dubs wasn't so upset with me, he said, oh yeah, well, maybe because Chill was part of a group that checked paperwork. But here you are, you just painted all the blacks with a broad brush. But then you get upset and you play victim because someone else paints the Mexicans with a broad brush. Now, I've said many times in my videos, I don't believe anybody should do that, because there's no way that anybody can say that one entire thing pertains 100% to any group, nationality, gang, whatever you're talking about. And then also, once again, like I said, this is no way in defense of BG Knockout. But maybe he didn't say those things out of hate. Maybe he just said them things out of ignorance and being misinformed.
I doubt you'll do that. Because if you admit to that, then the people that believed it are going to question everything else you've ever said.
And it's just so crazy, right? Because I don't mislike Dubs, right? Dubs is who Dubs is, right? It's just crazy to me that so many things he says when he's talking about other people actually pertain to him as well. But Dubs, being the guy that he is, he never sees any of those things. And as long as you are arguing something that he agrees with, he'll use your name. Anytime a person says anything that disagrees with what he's saying, he's not going to mention you. He might block you. He's not going to acknowledge you because he's closed-minded. He really doesn't want to grow. He just wants to believe what he wants to believe.
Like I said, everybody, doesn't matter what your ethnicity is, anybody that's done time behind those walls, they know you lied. I don't know who's saying this about you. I haven't seen no paperwork. I damn sure will not waste any of my energy or any of my time trying to look for it, trying to confirm it. I don't care. I really.
And that's what I just was talking about earlier. He said people don't do their homework. Well, then obviously by your own admission, you're one of those people. Because if you're not going to do your homework on a situation such as this, when those of us who have been to prison, knowing that you don't even have to call a person a rat, just associating a person's name with the word rat is a grave offense. So why would you do that if you don't have the information? So like I said, man, this dude, he seems to contradict himself at every turn. And for those who haven't been to prison, it won't matter to you guys. But for those who have went to prison, who have done their time the way they were supposed to do their time, even if they got out of prison and have changed their life, it means something to them because it shows that they at least represented in the right way what they believed in at that time.
You don't. That's for you to do. And if you are able to prove that it's a lie, the people that have already made up their mind's made up, just like what you did. It's on the internet. It's forever. It doesn't go away. Because people will make video after video. You can't erase all of them. Can't get rid of all of them. I think there's a lot of people that are laughing. And I think the people laughing don't care whether it's true or not. You didn't tell on them. If you told, you didn't tell on them. But karma has a way of coming back around. And I'm pretty damn sure that there are going to be channels that are really going to look into this. They really want to know if this is true or not.
And once again, like I said earlier, this video will help give legs to that narrative, because if a person happens to see this video and they haven't looked into it, what he's saying just might pique their interest and inspire them to go look into it. So Dubs knows what he does, right? Like I said, once again, he's a master politician. You can put things out in the atmosphere and you can basically lead people to be interested in what you're saying without actually saying it. And, you know, you have dudes in prison, man, who they read books on being master manipulators, persuading people to do things, because in order to have a large amount of people follow you, right? And I'm not necessarily talking about follow him per se or him on YouTube. I'm talking about you have people in prison who like to manipulate the minds of other people to have people interested in their cause, right? So there are books that speak about this, 48 Laws of Power and certain type of books where individuals, they read these things and this is what goes on, and it's circulated in prison. So like I said, once again, man, Dubs is a master manipulator. He wants to be that person who pretends to be innocent and he's in the middle of the road, but a lot of times he is really trying to put a message out there without putting the message out there.
And they're really going to find out. I don't know if it's true. Like I said, I just can't waste energy on it. I just wanted to point out that you try to You really try to slander a whole entire group of people. And you knew what you were doing when you did it.
Now we're going to stop the video right there. That's going to be all of the video that I'm going to watch, right? But I'm going to say something, right? He says right there, you tried to slander a whole entire group of people and you knew what you were doing when you did it. In reading through Dubs' comments, right, I saw an individual who left a comment, and he left the comment simple and plain, and I'll put it up on the screen, and it didn't seem like he was trolling. Basically, and I'm just paraphrasing here because I don't have the comment right in front of me, but I'll put it up on the screen. It said that there was a documentary on National Geographic where a Mexican dude confirmed that Mexicans were willing to tell on blacks, basically behind some theory that Sun Tzu said, of basically getting rid of your enemy without having to actually physically get rid of him, right? So maybe it's possible, right, that who's ever pushing that narrative out there has saw that same video that this individual said that he saw, right? And the individual said, if I happen to find the link, if I happen to find the video, I'll leave a link to it here, right? So he doesn't seem like he's trolling. He's just saying, hey, man, I saw this video, right? And so now what would be the sense of me, right? And I haven't seen the video, but what would be the sense of me if I did see the video, to put the video up and say, here's a Mexican dude right here saying that Mexicans can tell on blacks, but I don't believe it. I'm just showing you guys the video, but I don't believe it, even though it's a Mexican right here saying it. And I'm just saying this for the sake of discussion and for the sake of argument. How much sense would that make? Who would believe me if I said, here's a guy saying it, but I don't believe it? That's pretty much the same thing that Dubs done a while back, right? 6-7 months ago, I don't know how long it was, when you had some dude on YouTube who claimed to have done time in the federal penitentiary. He was a black dude, and he said that blacks in the federal penitentiary system are scared of Mexicans, right? And Dubs has never done time in the feds, so I just didn't understand why he put that video up, right? So Dubs put the video up, and Dubs said, I don't believe this dude. And so this is the type of master manipulation Dubs likes to try to do. Dubs wants to try to point out that Mexicans are superior to blacks in the penitentiary system, even if it's in a penitentiary system that he never done time in. So he put the video up, but he made sure to say in the video, oh man, I don't believe that type of stuff. Well, then why put the video up? And that's all I'm saying, right? I definitely didn't make this video to cause dissension between the Mexicans and the blacks, to try to slander BG or any type of thing. Like I say, I will reiterate from everything that I read, he did testify, right? And if he did it, he did it. No need in trying to cover it up and act like he didn't do it, right? But Dubs also believes that he did it. So just say that, Dubs. Dubs has to take the middle ground. Dubs cannot put on his boxing gloves and jump into that ring and go hard and heavy, because of course he knows that people will say, well, hey, Dubs, you debriefed, you dropped out, you went to SNY, you done this, you done that. Dubs also makes it quite clear that anybody he was doing business with, he didn't rat on, he didn't talk about, he didn't tell on. But it's obvious, like he said earlier, for anybody that's done time in the prison system, Dubs had to go in there and say some things in private he would not come on this YouTube channel and say. He had to say some things in that debriefing room that he would not say in public. And so all I'm saying to you guys is, you're looking at the face of a master manipulator. Obviously, BG making that statement that Mexicans have the okay to tell on blacks rubbed Dubs the wrong way, and Dubs has held on to that resentment for a long time. Now that this information has came out that BG testified on some Mexicans, this video is basically Dubs' way of rubbing BG's nose in the mess that he made without basically having to say, yeah, BG, you ratted. As I said earlier, Dubs is a master penitentiary politician. And once again, those are the things that politicians do. I can come before you guys and I can say, Every single policeman in the world is worthy. He's honorable. He's kind. And he is really trying to help blacks and browns in the urban communities. There is no such thing as a dishonest police. Every time he arrests a black person or a Mexican, it's well deserved. There's just no way that police will lie in police reports, because they would not take that job and put themselves at harm risk being shot, killed, if they really didn't believe in helping the community. So once again, shout out to all policemen. You guys are doing a wonderful job. Just because I said it don't mean I believe it. You guys don't be fooled, man. You already know what it is. It's your boy 16 to life. Resume normal program.